Okay, hi guys, welcome. I hope we are audible and visible. थोड़ा डिले हो गया है, 2 4 5 चीजें करने में. एक तो cat was a test of patience in certain aspects. Hopefully you all were well prepared. CDC pros prepared you well. Then there was a test of patience that happened yesterday where Kozhikode stated हम निकाल रहे रिस्पॉन्स शीट, टाइम नहीं आया. हमारी जीपी और मेरी कल बात ही हो रही थी. डोंट बी सरप्राइज, ये शाम को 4:30 5 आया, वही हुआ. Then there was a third test of patience कि देखो हमने क्वांट के थीटा के आंसर्स ही नहीं दिए हैं. That got resolved this morning. So all of that has been taken into consideration, because of which it took us a little bit of extra time to go ahead and come up with the predicted percentiles. But the CL predicted percentiles are finally live.
Yeah. So, Bhaiya, if you have not so far uploaded your score sheet or your response sheet, please do so immediately. And if you have uploaded your response sheet already, you can go and check your percentile as we think is likely to be.
Correct. So I hope you all have gone ahead and done that. It's www.careerlauncher.com/cat. If you haven't already, then what are you waiting for? Go ahead. And almost most of you all, I'm sure, because we've seen the quantum of score response sheets that have been uploaded. So I'm quite sure most of you all have already uploaded the response sheet. पर जाके अब percentile देख लो जो अभी release हुआ है. Normalization has already been taken into consideration. Scaling has already been taken into consideration. And the session today is oriented more around explaining to you all what scaling actually means, how we've gone ahead and scaled, and why the percentiles look the way they look, considering what CAT has showcased over the last 3-4 years. CAT 22, 23, 24 का data आपके पास actual वाला हम लेके आए हैं, and then we will showcase 25 कैसे चला है. And I see a lot of questions, GP, here where people are talking about मेरा ये downscale हो गया है, मेरा ये upscale हो गया है, तो ये कैसे होगा, how will it impact? We will pick up all of those questions. Please do not go ahead and worry.
Yeah. So basic चीज यही है कि given that CAT had created more confusion in the answer key, in the response sheet, we had to redo this stuff, and अब लेकिन तैयार हो गया है. So let's quickly get into the session, Gautam.
Sure. So let's go ahead and have a look at this, where we are at this point in time. So we want to start off with what it is that we had gone ahead and stated on the day. On 30th November, when we done our analysis, I'm sure you went ahead and joined the comprehensive analysis that happened in the evening. हमने वहां जाके एक दो चीजें specifically बोली थी. Number one, we felt that slot 1 was the toughest slot, which is why if you look at it, what we stated with respect to what the overall could be, we had stated हमें लग रहा है 99 percentile 81 होगा slot 1 में, maybe the lowest. In slot 2 about 82 83, in slot 3 about 83 84. So I know there were a lot of people who came on YouTube and on their website were stating कि slot 1 is the easiest. I remember a particular person who'd gone and stated कि slot 1 का 99 percentile 90 marks तक जाएगा.
90 बोला था.
And slot 2 was considered the toughest. उसको बोला जा रहा था 83 84 जाएगा. We had categorically stated 1 हमें लग रहा है सबसे difficult होगा, and we had pointed out उसका main reason जो होगा ना वो DILR के आसपास and quant के आसपास घूम रहा होगा, and that is basically what it eventually turned out to be. But a couple of places where I think we also categorically want to admit maybe we were not absolutely right on day 1, and GP, I think that was slot 2.
हाँ, देखो उसमें दो चीज हैं. One is that if you look at the papers this year, we are very clear this paper is somewhere between CAT 22 and 23. पहली चीज उसमें था कि English looked more like CAT 22 or the verbal section looked like CAT 22, while the DILR and quant looked like CAT 23. तो हमारे साथ दोनों के बीच में आ गए, and that seems to be the case. प्रॉब्लम हमारी slot 2 में ये हो गई कि unfortunately practically all of us were either in slot 1 or slot 3, and we had very few people in slot 1. And because I would not rely on what the student says. Why? Because student का काम पेपर समझना नहीं है. Student का काम है पेपर ढंग से देना, and कुछ याद हुआ है बताए तो अच्छा है. But when we go and take the paper, हम लोग आंसर नहीं मार्क करते, हम पेपर समझते हैं. We look at how a student would be looking at the paper. किस में कितना attempt कर पाता. And there are many of us who are not only proficient in all the 3 sections, there are many of us who are proficient in 1 section, and उससे पता चलता है कि verbal वाले ने इंग्लिश क्वांट या DILR कैसे हैंडल किया, या क्वांट वाले ने इंग्लिश शायद कैसे हैंडल किया, उससे भी हमें पता चलता है कि what was the level of the paper. That was a deficiency we had in slot 2. There were only 4-5 of us who were there, and most of them were the newcomers, and थोड़ा सा उसमें gap रह गया हमारा. Otherwise, I think slot 1 and slot 3 we were very clearly able to pick out. Okay? Yeah. I remember coming out and saying कि यार हमारा इंग्लिश आसान था, slot 3, my slot 3 English आसान था, and it is likely to be the easiest English among the three. It was obviously based on the feedback, and लगता है वही कि when you look at 42, 40, 40 out there. Okay, so कुछ चीजें हैं, I think that's the experience which helped us get it right. Yeah, Gautam.
Having said that, more or less ballpark अगर देखे, I think we kind of got it spot on in terms of हमें कैसा लग रहा था. We had stated कि हो सकता है 80 percentile comes at only 12, which means one set of 4 questions. And you know, I remember Nikun, Shivku, me, Jijo, we came out and we stated maybe the easiest one is going to be the spider chart वाला, but वो भी शायद उतना easy ना हो. Import export में जाके लोग शायद कुछ confusion होगी. And you know, basically if you look at the data which we will showcase to you in the next slide, categorically showcases that the mean score in DILR specifically in slot 1 is the lowest as compared to slot 2 and slot 3. Now one caveat I want to add here, and I see a lot of students pointing it out as well. Guys, हम ये एक बार भी नहीं बोल रहे कि slot 2 easy था या slot 3 easy था. हम relative, we are saying easier, more difficult. We are not going to an extreme here that this is difficult or this is easy. We are not even saying CAT was difficult. We are not saying CAT was easy. We are saying it was more difficult than, easier than. Hence, even the scaling takes that into consideration, and thereby the percentiles take that into consideration. Slot 2 was still slightly difficult. It was still comparatively difficult. However, when compared to slot 1 and slot 3, it seemed that there were a few additional questions that a student or an average student could go ahead and solve. So I want to add that caveat because a lot of students might be feeling, yaar sir, mere ko to bahut difficult laga slot 2. Aap bol rahe ho ki slot 2 mein downscale hoga. It is not about easy. It is about easier. I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind. Yeah, JP.
And just to add to what Gautam is saying, if you look at these scores also, फर्क है, but बहुत ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है. When you say 81 versus 82, 83 or 83, 84, we are talking about the difference of 2 marks or 3 marks in 3 sections. And remember, 3 marks is 1 question. Out here, we are talking about less than a question difference. So overall में ये है. Secondly, किसी का verbal आसान है तो उसका DILR मुश्किल हो गया, and the reverse has also happened. So when you're looking at this, the overall score, you need to also look at the same time the sectional scores. Okay?
Absolutely.
So if you look at verbal, the sectional score, as I said, VRC seems to be the easiest among the 3 for verbal. Okay. Similarly, if you look at the DILR seems to be most difficult for slot 1 and somewhat similar for slot 2 and slot 3. While when it comes to quant, it is slot 2 which is the easiest. So वो variation होती रहेगी. Don't be too worried about it. Yeah. There's a difference of maybe a couple of questions, a couple of marks, not even a couple of questions. Okay.
I think the next slide is probably going to be the most important slide for all of y'all. There are a lot of data, so don't worry. ये कोई आपको एक और DI set नहीं दे दिया है CAT का. But this is basically from a transparency perspective. Now, our objective is there'll be a lot of PPs out there. What I mean by PPs, percentile predictors out there. They might be good, they might not be good. We don't want to comment on that, but we want you all to have complete transparency on how we've gone ahead and scaled and how we've gone ahead and calculated the percentiles. For that, what we've done is we've categorically shown you the same thing in CAT 22, 23, and 24. Now, we all know 24 in comparison was slightly easier as compared to what 22 and 23 were. This is the data that we had beforehand, before we ventured into CAT. हमें पता था 24 में क्या हुआ है. So we have these 3 pieces of data, and then we look at certain benchmarks like इस बार average क्या आ रहा है slot wise, median क्या आ रहा है slot wise, and sectional क्या आ रहा है. Now this is a very interesting place to be in. Let's look at CAT 2025, and let's say I start off with the VARC. If you look at VARC GP, it is very clear that probably section or slot 2 turns out to be slightly more difficult than both slot 1 and slot 3. And when I say slightly, why? Because यहाँ पे देखो difference is only 1 mark. यहाँ पे अगर देख रहे difference is roughly around 2 marks. तो overall अगर मैं 3 marks, sorry. तो overall अगर देखे, there could be a difference of about a question between slot 2 and slot 3. In general, in situations like this, how does scaling work? If I use this as the benchmark, this will also get scaled up, this will also get scaled up. Because 21 corresponds to 18. So, इसके 21 पे आपका कितना आएगा? It will be higher. मतलब this 18 should start corresponding to a 21.23. Yeah. This 19 should start corresponding to a 21.23. That is how scaling operates. Okay, I hope this helps you understand how scaling operates. Secondly, an important thing to understand, same way से अगर मैं DILR का देखूं, DILR slot 1, compare it with slot 2 and 3, you can see a difference exactly the same way, a difference of a question. But the problem is DILR का ना, जब आप मैक्सिमा भी देखने जाओ, और हमने यहाँ मैक्सिमम डाला नहीं है, मैक्सिमम इन स्लॉट 1 इज नोवेयर क्लोज टू अ स्लॉट 2 स्लॉट 3. मतलब एक तो एक सेट फाइंड करने में डिफिकल्ट हुआ, पर दो सेट के बाद कुछ मिलना ऑलमोस्ट नामुमकिन टाइप था, जो स्टूडेंट्स को लगा. वो एक्चुअली है कि नहीं, वी कैन टॉक लेटर, बट ड्यूरिंग द एग्जाम एट दैट पॉइंट इन टाइम, दैट्स हाउ इट लुक्ड.
इसमें जो है, just want to highlight the issue of comparison with slot number 3 for DILR. Slot 3, if I leave one set of data, which was that currency exchange, those of you who are from slot 3, you will know that, उसको छोड़ देते हैं, तो remaining 4 sets were doable. If you are willing to spend 15 to 20 minutes, you will definitely do 3 out of the 4 sets, and one set was a 5 to 7 minute, maybe worst case 10 minute set. But उसकी शक्ल खराब थी, तो ज्यादा स्टूडेंट्स ने नहीं उठाया. But out of the remaining 3 sets, you could still do any 2 if you're willing to spend 15 to 20 minutes, and which is also visible out here. Ki slot 3, average of 12.43, and here 9.7, and the highest of slot 3 also would be, मेरे को मालूम नहीं कितना, but I think it would be in 40s if not higher.
Yeah, correct. It reached close to about 40 to 43 marks. So slot 3 highest. So this is basically what it looks like. Now, when you look at this, normalization starts kicking in 2 ways. Imagine I am in this particular slot 1 में DILR में हूं, जो सबसे डिफिकल्ट कंसिडर होता है, उसमें जाके से मेरे को 22 मार्क्स आ गए. Now, in a paper जहां average is considered 9.7, I have performed way above average. And because of that, scaling works in my favor. I am rewarded for doing better in a difficult paper or a difficult section. In the same way, 12.82 जो है, वो slightly easier है as compared to the other two. इस 12.82 जहां पे average है, which is slot 2, उसमें जाके if you score say 7 or 8 marks, you will be descaled because you have performed poorly in a relatively easier section. That is how scaling operates. So some of you all thinking, यार suddenly मेरा DILR 20 था, वो 20 से scale होके 26 क्यों दिखा रहा है? Because you might have done very, very well in that difficult slot. For somebody else, हो सकता है you scored 10 or 11 in DILR in slot 2, और वो downscale होके it is showing as 7 or 8. It is not because it was easy. It is just because others in that same slot performed a little better, and you are bearing the brunt of that, in short.
Just to give you an example, if I look at CAT 22, DILR slot 3, that was my slot, at 27 marks, your score got scaled up to 34 marks, 34.4. Please remember that kind of scaling. It is CAT 22 paper, DILR slot 3, 27 marks got scaled up to 34 because that slot was supposed to be the most difficult slot. So, इतना फर्क आ जाता है. On the reverse, if I look at CAT 22 again in verbal section, the score of 59.5 got scaled down to 54.5 because verbal of slot 3 in CAT 22 was supposed to be the easier one. Okay, so ये changes बहुत होते हैं, but net क्या हुआ? 27 becomes 34, 59 becomes 54. There's a net difference of only 2 marks. क्योंकि एक जगह 5 का गेन हुआ, सॉरी लॉस हुआ, दूसरी जगह 7 का गेन हो गया, नेट डिफरेंस इज +2 मार्क्स. So when you're looking at the total, if we just go back to the previous one, total में डिफरेंस नहीं दिखेगा इतना ज्यादा because कहीं पे गेन हुआ, कहीं पे लॉस हुआ.
Correct. A couple of things. I see a lot of questions asking, sir, what will happen to that log question in slot 1? Yes, in that slot 1, that log particular question, according to me also the answer is 0. CAT has gone ahead and given the answer as 2. According to me, that should change, and it's a MCQ question, so that could mean a change of about 4 marks. If that does happen and they agree to it, you can submit issues that you have and the objections on the 8th. So we will be doing it, but हमारे करने से नहीं होगा. Each of you who feels that you got it right and they've given it incorrect, please go ahead and file an objection. Once they agree to it, obviously the marks will change, and once that happens, we will recalculate and let you know what the impact is. The whole point is, अभी अगर हम वो कर देंगे, it is not fair because what if IIM Kozhikode says नहीं, ये नहीं है. दो मेरे अनुसार वो बोलना नहीं चाहिए because वो categorically at least लग रहा है कि उसका आंसर और कुछ होगा. But we still don't want to go ahead and take that sort of a punt. But there is a possibility that changes happen. Secondly,
in which case this 9, if they agree to it, this 9.85 will not go up by 3. Please remember.
Absolutely.
सबने नहीं किया होगा वो, so the average will not move from 9.85 to 12.85. it is those 3 marks only on one question over so many students. So the average maybe will go by a marginal amount, but that will again impact your percentile. Us case mein we will have to recalculate the percentiles again for all of you.
So just to give context, क्या हो सकता है ये 9.85 का maybe 10.05 या 10.1 0.2 के आसपास का चेंज हो सकता है. That's all that would happen, which I don't think will make a lot of change. It might still make a marginal change here and there, but when that happens, when CAT agrees, which they will have to announce, they will again come out with a press release. We have accepted that this was wrong and now this is the correct answer. Once that happens, we will recalculate and come up again, recalibrate it. Second, some of you all are saying, यार आपका at the lower end बाकी इंस्टीट्यूट से आप थोड़े ज्यादा ऑप्टिमिस्टिक हो रहे हो. हम ऑप्टिमिस्टिक नहीं हो रहे, हम एक्चुअल डेटा देख रहे हैं कैट 23 एंड कैट 22 का. अगर आप कैट 23 एंड कैट 22 स्पेसिफिकली अगर आप 23 जाके देखोगे, you will realize that a 95 percentile in CAT 23 was at a scaled score of roughly around 56-57, and a 90 percentile was at a scaled score of roughly around 44-45. And if this paper, and you can look at the means that are there, if this paper looks slightly more difficult than what it was in CAT 2023, logic tells us that it should be slightly higher percentile at the same scores. So we have not gone by our gut feel, we've gone by data. Some of you all are also stating, sir, और कई वेबसाइट पे आपसे ज्यादा डेटा है. I again don't want to comment on that. हमारा कितना डेटा है, we don't want to disclose at this point in time, but be fairly confident of the fact that our data is greater than equal to what you are going ahead and seeing at other places, considering the quantum of students that anyways already enroll with us. So we don't want to go further than that. I think enough said. छोटा मुंह बड़ी बात हो जाएगी.
ठीक है. so आगे देखते हैं अगला क्या है. टेक्निकल चीज इसमें कोई बची है?
I think यही है. We can probably look at a few more questions which are coming in now.
So मैं एक काम करता हूँ, पीछे ये लगा देता हूँ, because this is what most students will need. So if you need screenshot लेना लेके रख लो.
Maybe the next one, GP.
Okay.
This might
this one?
Here I think we can go ahead and fill it so that it helps students understand a little bit more. This is what it was in 24, 23 and 22. What are we stating today? And this whatever we are stating today is going to be on the basis of scaled scores. तो वो scaled score का concept आपको हम already समझा चुके हैं. According to us, 99 looks like somewhere around 79 का scaled score, 78.9 का scaled score. Now what does that mean? It means if I am in slot 1, my score could be anywhere between a 72 or a 75, and it could have scaled to this depending on my performance across the 3 sections. So ये हो सकता है, say GP भी slot 1 है, मैं भी slot 1 हूं. इनका 72 स्कोर था, मेरा भी 72 था. इनके DILR में स्कोर 24 है, मेरे DILR में स्कोर 18 है. इनको अपस्केलिंग ज्यादा होगी DILR में बिकॉज इट वाज अ डिफिकल्ट, कंपैरेटिवली डिफिकल्ट पेपर. मेरी थोड़ी कम होगी. अज्यूम करो कि अपना वर्बल में थोड़ा वो जो डिफरेंस था वो मेकअप हो गया, जिसमें ज्यादा ना तो स्केलिंग है ना डाउन, ना अपस्केल है ना डाउन स्केल. तो होगा क्या? GP might end up scoring 78, 79, which would be close to a 99. My 72 might only move to a 76, which might be a 97 point something or a 98. That is how scaling operates. So this is what 99 ka scaled score. If you remember, we had stated 81 to 84. I think as a first impression straight after the exam, and it actually turning out to be about 79, I think it was a decent enough guess, a decent enough understanding of what it will be. 95 similarly seems to be operating roughly around the 54-55 range. Roughly in this range is where 95 is operating. 90 is operating in the range of roughly around 44 to 45. Aadha mark upar niche, so don't worry about that. 80, now this is important. CAT 2023 में 80 percentile was at a score of 34. हम लोग ये बहुत बार बोलते थे कि नेट करेक्ट ऑफ 11 क्वेश्चन पे 80 percentile है. सोचो कंपटीशन क्या होता है, कंपटीशन 11 क्वेश्चन भी नहीं कर पाता. This year it seems slightly difficult, so maybe it could be somewhere around 31 to 32. I don't want to go ahead कि 50 क्या होगा and so on and so forth, but this should give you a basic idea and a basic understanding of what it looks like. 99.5 similarly आप अगर जाओगे, हम scaling जब कर रहे हैं, we start talking about it in the vicinity of roughly around 88-89 marks, and then so on and so forth. So this slide I think is going to be the most important, GP, in terms of what students feel. Yeah,
इसमें ठीक है, but because most of the students have their low score.
No, now they have the scaled score. If they log in, if they log into the
so
careerlauncher.com/cat, we have given you your scaled scores.
Okay. So your scale scores, as per our calculation, what it is going to be and what percentile. More than scale score, it is the percentile which you are likely to get based on the data, which is more important, and that is what you should be looking at. in the overall schema.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is what it looks like. Okay.
I'll
At this point in time.
I'll just go to this one.
Yeah.
क्योंकि कई लोगों को चाहिए होगा. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this slide. It will help you on a day-to-day basis. But इस पे मत जाओ. इसको देख के वापस तुम percentile predictor में से जाके just check your score out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So we can take a couple of questions here and there.
बहुत सारे हैं.
I like this CL की जय हो. So I think we're giving a few of you all hope. इस वे से आप लोग बोल रहे हो. But more than hope, I think this is what we feel at this point. Sir, please help me to get it cleared. Scale score of CL. इतनी जल्दी आ रहे हैं ना?
बहुत ज़्यादा.
तो थोड़ा ऊपर जाके रुक जाते कहीं. Okay. Somewhere I got 84. Here I'm getting 92. Is what I'm confused.
Okay. एक चीज जो है, don't worry so much about the scale score. Scale score पे percentile क्या दिख रही है ना, उसको देखो तुम. Don't say my scale score of 39 has become 41 or 37. उसकी कोई वैल्यू नहीं है. Scale score is just a representation. What you need is percentile. Based on that scale score, whatever is the percentile which is being shown to you, that is important.
Correct.
Okay. Now some of you also saying कि यार मेरा इतना स्कोर आ रहा है, बाकी जगह पे मुझे कम दिख रहा है. यार we'll stand by our data. As Gautam said, we have so much of data that it doesn't, that these the chances of this being incorrect is very, very low. Okay, it can always be, but we think we have sufficient data to be able to give you a right prediction. And yes, we have been doing it for, I don't remember कितने साल हो गए करते हुए.
10 साल से
ज़्यादा हो गया. तो but ठीक है, ठीक आना चाहिए है. It is an estimate, yes, but the estimate based on your data.
Kiran is saying 3314. What I'm confused about is slot 2 ka 3. 3 in DILR, irrespective of the slot, I think is going to be a little difficult, yeah. Kiran. Slot 1 में भी होता तो scaling उतनी नहीं होती कि 3 पे आपको कुछ ज्यादा benefit मिलता.
3 marks ना?
3 marks.
3 marks में तो नहीं है. 3 questions होता तो एक बार सोचा भी जा सकता था.
Yeah.
कौन सा slot है?
Slot 2.
Slot 2 पे तो नहीं.
Yeah.
वैसे भी नहीं.
Slot 2 पे उतना नहीं होगा. So yeah, मतलब maybe a little difficult at this point in time. So verbal के analysis होगा क्या? क्योंकि वो answers में काफी ambiguity रहती है. Yes. As we are speaking, we are going ahead and recording, each of the sections के videos. We'll also have live sessions if it is needed. In case any of you feel कि मेरे को किसी पे doubt है, you can reach out as well. Let us know, and those specific questions पे अगर आपको कुछ answer चाहिए या clarification चाहिए, we can provide that so that it becomes slightly easier.
What we will do is with this question, we will tell you which are the questions we think we will be filing objections on, and उसको हम लोग डाल देंगे. We'll share it with you also. You can just cut, copy, paste our objection, and you can also put an objection to that.
So are the VA answers provided in the response sheet accurate in slots 2? At this point in time, we've been working on the normalization and the percentile predictor. While we are taking this session, our team is working, solving each and every question. Slot 1, because I categorically told her lock में कोई problem है. Other slots also we are looking at this point in time. In case, like GP pointed out, कहीं पे भी हमें कोई question दिखता है जहाँ हमें लगता है थोड़ा सा भी chance है कि उसमें कुछ हो सकता है, we will point it out, we will file an objection, and we'll urge you all to do the same as well.
Rahul is saying, I am getting 95 percentile CL, which is way higher than what others are showing. Is CL trying to make students optimistic? No, we are not. वो हमारा काम है ही नहीं. जो डेटा बताता है हमने सुना दिया है. अब if that makes you optimistic, great. If that makes you unhappy, we can't do anything about it because it's the data which is speaking at the end of the day.
Okay. Can I just point out that slot 120 have had a worse day than even people from CAT 23? Vignesh, that's I think exactly what I was also just talking about, and that is what the data is also showcasing. So I completely agree with you. Why worse we can get into later, but yes, it seems that it
how
was
much worse is also a relative question. Na? How much worse off were you with respect to slot 2 and slot 3 is another question. See, एक चीज याद रखो, slot 1 को हमेशा एक छोटा सा disadvantage है, उन्हें मालूम नहीं है पेपर क्या है. As a slot 2 or slot 3 candidate, मेरे को कुछ तो आइडिया लग गया है. I am a little better equipped to deal with that surprise or shock as the case may be. Slot 1 को कोई प्रिपरेशन नहीं होती, जाके डिस्कवर करते हैं, उसका फायदा slot 2 slot 3 उठाते हैं, and that is also why you find many at times slot 1 scores are on the lower side as compared to slot 2 and slot 3, or slot 1 has a scaling up which does not happen many times for the others.
Goat is saying slot 3 Roscoe 39 84 percentile आ रहा है because scaled is 36.75. जो मैंने बोला actual CAT में in 2023 34 पे 80 था. And this seems a little more difficult basis the data. So if 34 पे 80 था, 36 उस साल ही होता, you would have been 82, 83. 84 अगर predict कर रहा है, do you think it's alright or do you think it's correct? You can take a call yourself. Hi sir. Okay, we've gone ahead and answered that, Kiran. Maybe same question you can leave. हो गया. Suresh, how much percentile will be a raw score of 61 in slot 1? Suresh, my recommendation is go and fill it on careerlauncher.com/cat, because it's not just dependent on overall, it is dependent on each section mein how you scored. Because your normalization, your scaling will happen basis your scores in each section. We've already explained that, so
because at a very simplistic level we can say it will be somewhere around 93-94 percentile, but वो बहुत ही approximate चीज है. डाल दो यार अपना score sheet upload कर दो, response sheet upload कर दो, and you can check it out.
इसमें just one thing to point out, we had stated 95 जो होगा वो 65 पे होगा. Please keep in mind ये 65 जो है वो changed है. It is coming to roughly around 56-57 right now, GP, mainly because scaling comes into the picture. So once again, it boils down to where you were. So if we can just get back to that slide, maybe, GP.
Sure.
Yeah. This is what it is. Scaled score of 54-55. Now, scaled score of 54-55 for somebody could be a raw score of 61-62. For somebody, it could be a raw score of 50-51, which is why we are saying scaled के basis में यहाँ पे पूरी बात हो रही है. Raw उसका क्या correspond करेगा is dependent upon the section, it's dependent upon the slot. So I think that is very important for you to note. So when you say मेरा 61 आ रहा है raw, that's why we state कि आप go to careerlauncher.com/cat, put it there ताकि scaled निकले.
Also, just want to highlight one small thing out here. If we just add these three numbers, 40 plus 27 plus 30, this becomes 67 plus 30, 93, but this is overall.
Yeah.
Okay? So the sum of the three will, if you have 99 in all of them, you are likely to be 99.67 in the aggregate. So ये मत सोच बोलना कि भैया ये तीन को sum होके equal होना चाहिए, वो नहीं होगा. Because if you are 99 in all, because many people will be 99 in one but not in others.
Okay? Correct. Yeah. Okay, verbal के answers का analysis होगा. Aditya is saying I got 92 in slot 2 with 28 in VARC, 32 in DLR, 28 in quant. Lovely. Can I really expect that much scale score?
Yes.
In slot 2, 100%. 92 in slot 2 तो 99 plus तो है.
इसके तो ऊपर ही है.
कुछ सोचना ही नहीं है. 90 मतलब worst case scenario में बोल दूं सबसे खराब दिन और हमें कुछ ना आता हो फिर भी 99.3, 99 वो तो logic से ही आएगा.
So I don't think with 92 में तो इसकी की जरूरत नहीं थी. I would have straight away said 99 के तो ऊपर है.
Correct.
Now whether it's 99.2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that I could not say with that the data will say.
Cleared percentile is 99.3, 99.2. Why so much difference? You should be only concerned about the percentile, guys. I think that is important. If we are saying 99.3, somebody is saying 99.2. भैया इतना 0.1 परसेंटाइल का फर्क तो you will also have to be able to take जब predict कर रहा है कोई कितना करेगा मतलब उससे ज्यादा I don't know what to say. Scaling, please keep in mind, scaling का जो logic होता है ना is dependent upon the base that you consider. If I take slot 2 as the base and do scaling basis that, my scaled scores could be different from GP taking slot 1 as the base and doing scaling. So scaled scores when people will come out could be different. Our scaled scores could be different from what you get in CAT. The percentile is important. Base of scaling can keep changing. It's a basic simple question of base. Percentages का है फंडा. मैं अगर 80 पे कैलकुलेट करूंगा और आपको 72 मिला वो 90 है. मैं अगर 100 पे कैलकुलेट करूंगा और आपको 90 मिला फिर भी वो 90 है. So base अगर चेंज होगा percentile should not really change, and that is what you are saying कि percentile में ज्यादा फर्क नहीं है आदित्य. Okay, Vedant, हाँ okay, this is what we were expecting कि calls क्या हो गए. Vedant is saying 898, 99.95. What calls? ABC 898. So C तो guaranteed है.
C तो आ जाएगा, FMS आ जाएगा. With 0 work experience and 8 in your graduate in your 10th. Vedant थोड़ा A और भी मुश्किल हो जाते हैं. But C which should happen, L should happen. Even Kozhikode Indore वो सब आ जाएंगे. FMS and C are likely to be your best calls.
And even between A and B, if I were to take a punt, A may be slightly higher chance than B.
B का work weightage is much higher.
Yeah. And B भी आप बोल रहे हो तो A में आपको वो थोड़ा फायदा मिलेगा diversity का. So maybe A could happen, but B might be difficult. आ जाए great. इसका ये मतलब नहीं आएगा. आ जाए तो great. Please keep in mind whatever we are saying today are not extreme statements. We are giving you relative statements, okay, basis everything that we are doing. Okay. Kiran is saying, so my Kiran we've already answered. I think काफी बार आ गया Kiran का same question.
Kiran seems to क्यों बार डाल रहा है? या डाल रही है? I don't know.
Yeah, that could keep changing. Okay. क्या आ रहा है VARs? Okay, now a lot of questions are coming. हमें कहीं जाके तो रुकना पड़ेगा. I scored 22 in VARC, 23 in DLR, 17 in QA. In slot, in which slot? And what is the relative scaling that has happened that you will only get on careerlauncher.com/cat? I keep repeating that if you don't do that, it will become a little difficult. हम बैठ के हर बंदे का भी scaling नहीं कर पाएंगे individually. So my recommendation and suggestion: go to careerlauncher.com/cat. Fill it.
All you need to do is just copy your response sheet link, upload, or if you have saved your response sheet as a HTML, please upload it.
Okay. Good evening, sir. I will pray to God that you are accurate. Okay, thank you. PWD कैटेगरी का 64 शो हो रहा है. टिस IFT का क्या सीन लगता है?
आ जाएंगे दोनों. PWD 64 जो भी स्लॉट लोगे about 95 percentile के आसपास आ गया.
He's saying 84 percentile.
Oh, 84 आ गए. अच्छा मैं दूसरा वाला
84 percentile.
हाँ, PWD should happen even in that case. In fact, some of the IIMs should also happen.
Yeah, the top ones might be difficult. ABC का PWD also generally goes roughly around that 95-97 का range. But yeah, the lower ones could happen. 996 GEM 99.3. GEM 99.3 difficult होगा यार. Black ही difficult होगा.
नहीं, GEM है ना. अच्छा,
GEM है.
Working है क्या?
1 year.
1 year. Freshly count किया जाएगा.
Black will be difficult. FMS good chance. 40% weightage is to VARC. I hope VARC अच्छा गया जहाँ आपको थोड़ा फायदा मिल जाए. And then the other IIMs, IITs, IIM Mumbai, maybe there is a chance. IIM Mumbai, there could be a chance. IITs, there will be a chance. IIT Bombay, IIM Mumbai, FMS outside chance. These will be, I think, your best calls.
Kozhikode भी आ सकता है. Lucknow, there's an outside chance, but Indore तो शायद नहीं आएगा.
Yeah. Okay. $93.4 scaled. WorkX 3 years 897. क्या बेस्ट एक्सपेक्ट कर सकता हूं? सर 93.4 स्केल्ड स्कोर तो परसेंटाइल कितना आ रहा है? Are you saying 93.4 percentile? Lazy boy, I think your question needs to be a little better. थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा उससे हमें प्रेडिक्ट करना. सर पक्का ना एक इंस्टीट्यूट ने 92 बताया, आपने 96 got 63. पक्का तो ऐसे बोल रहा है. डन डील ना. See again, I'll keep repeating.
हमने डेटा पे काम किया है. What others have worked on, how they have worked on, we cannot comment on that. We can say based on the data, what we have seen in the past also, we have been usually very, very accurate. So we would obviously stand by this.
Yeah, so slightly difficult to start comparing. Wouldn't want to do that. 41 in VRC, 13 in DLR, 15 in QA. Sectional उसमें ही प्रेडिक्टर 98 बता रहा है. ओवरऑल तो ठीक है. सेक्शनल क्या बता रहा है? सेक्शनल देखना बहुत जरूरी है. आपको सेक्शनल भी बता रहा होगा. कौन सा स्लॉट है शुभंग? जब आप बोल रहे हो 13 इन DLR, स्लॉट मैटर करता है.
85 के आसपास तो होगा. जस्ट टच एंड गो है.
अगर स्लॉट 1 है, मैं आपको गारंटी दे सकता हूँ कोई सेक्शनल की कोई इशू नहीं है. स्लॉट 2 and 3 it will be slightly touch and go. But I feel at least maybe Lucknow difficult होगा. बाकी तो आ जाना चाहिए. 80 percentile जहाँ कट ऑफ है वो तो हो जाएगा.
But 85 could be touch and go. And as you said, slot की कहानी अब कौन से slot में है उस पर डिपेंड करता है.
हमारा सैंपल साइज बहुत बड़ा है. Let's just put it at that. आप सैंपल साइज जब बताते हो तो लोगों को पता चल जाता है आपके पास कितने लोग हैं. So no point stating that. Okay. 12 in DLR, slot 2. What will be my scaled score? डाल लो ना उज्जवल. यही ना मैं बोल रहा हूँ. आप लोग ये सोच के आए हो कि हम मेंटली जानते हैं सबका क्या होगा. Please go ahead and put it on careerlauncher.com/cat, guys.
PWD category 84 percentile शो कर रहा है.
Just discuss.
इस IFT को है. Should I start preparing for GDPI? Yes, you should.
Yeah.
84 percentile इस IFT आना चाहिए. Even some of the IIMs will happen. Not the ABCL, but उसके नीचे वाले में चांस है. FMS में you have a good chance. So यार शुरू कर दो.
Ashish is saying, sir, I got 95 raw score in slot 1, but my log answer is wrong. 91 हो जाएगा. How much change? Again, it will depend upon each of your sections. But 91 in slot 1, I would still state you will be very, very close to a 99.5 because net overall आपको scaling आपके positive favor में ही होगी. If 91 stays 91 also as a scale score, we just stated scaled of 79 was 99. 91 पे 99.5 तो होगा. It could only be higher. So I would say greater than equal to 99.5 at this point in time. Okay. What do we have here? 996 GEM WorkX 99.3. I think we've picked that up already. VARC 23, LIDA 15, Quant 12, General Non-Engineer Male. 998. Any IIMs possible?
यार percentile तो check कर लो यार. Bhavya, please check your percentile. Okay. Again, we cannot convert this. There's a system, there's a backend which is doing it, and उतनी calculation capacity मुझ में तो नहीं है.
This is interesting from Prasanna. Slot 2 99.4 आ रहा है, GEM 997, 31 months of WorkX.
There's a chance you could get क्या कहते हैं Bangalore का chance है. दो
Shillong I think
शिलोंग भी आना चाहिए. मेरे को खाली इसमें Bangalore के point of view से graduation का 7 का issue है. But that is the best chance. Apart from this, you should be, as well. Even FMS आना चाहिए. कोई कोड आएगा. ठीक है. Even लखनऊ का भी chance बनता है. ठीक है.
SCM CAT 98.65 998 2.5 years 98.65
98.65 2.5 years Bangalore rule out नहीं है.
What is SCEM? What is the full form? SCEM CAT? SCEM CAT.
No idea.
SCEM. So science M will be male. SCE का full form क्या है?
SC category engineer maths. Okay.
Oh God.
Engineer.
Okay. हाँ तो 98.65 if your category
engineer
is
male, sorry, not maths यार.
If SC हो 98.65 तो
तुम्हें सब आ जाएगा.
Come on, PDP, ASAP.
तुम्हें सब आ जाएगा यार. 2.5 years work experience. In your case, 998 will work because of the category advantage you have. भैया शुरू हो जाओ, काम पे लग जाओ immediately.
Okay. 22, 23, 17 QA slot 2, 96 percentile, general non-engineer male, 10, 10, 10. Wow. Okay. 96 percentile, non-engineer male, general. Yeah, मतलब you can start non-engineer हो तो newer IIMs तो आएंगे ही.
नहीं even
MDI मैं सोच रहा हूँ.
Even MDI, even Ahmedabad भी आ सकता है. Non-engineer
male.
हाँ, but over 10 है ना Ahmedabad के लिए that accounts is a very critical criteria. So I'll not rule out even Ahmedabad, though I don't think तुमको Bangalore या Calcutta का कोई scope है.
Calcutta तो no chance because Calcutta is mostly percentile based. Ahmedabad में GP one issue that might come this year is Ahmedabad's criteria has changed. Now minimum qualification to get a call is a 95 percentile.
He's got 96.
96, but if the minimum is 95, so automatically the
okay,
needle might move a little. There's no category. There's only 10, 10, 10.
Academic diversity.
Yeah, that will help.
Academic diversity मैं बोल रहा हूँ.
So Ahmedabad, yeah, and outside chance, I wouldn't say लेके चलना कि वो guaranteed आएगा. Outside chance.
Outside chance है. IIFT, IIM Mumbai वो सब बाकी हो जाएगा.
Slot 3, 52, 12, 23. फिर से चिन्मय डिफिकल्ट ना यार, आप जाके एक बार देख लो वो 12 का क्या आ रहा है परसेंटाइल. हमसे पूछ रहे हो, आप जाके ही देख लो. careerlauncher.com/cat 64 raw score पे 95 percentile can I expect? Again Sahil, same thing. Please go ahead. careerlauncher.com/cat.
यार percentile हम नहीं बता सकते. Please check that percentile predictor. The purpose is the reason it is there. It is more accurate. हम लोग खाली ब्रॉड लेवल पे बता सकते हैं.
Like हमें अभी याद है कि रेंज क्या है. अब उसके अंदर इट इज नाउ डिपेंडेंट अपॉन स्केलिंग आपका किस स्लॉट का हो रहा है, किस सेक्शन का हो रहा है, मल्टीपल थिंग्स. अभिषेक इज सेइंग 988 GEM 2 years WorkX 99.68 percentile. Okay, 99.68. Sadly Calcutta won't happen. If I go by last year it was 99.76 to get a call.
The only thing in favor is पिछले साल से इस साल शायद 20,000 लोगों ने कम पेपर दिया है. 20-25,000. So उसका कितना इम्पैक्ट आएगा कि will it come down to 99.68? I think it will not, but there's, if we have an outside chance, it is only because of the number of candidates getting reduced.
And once again Bangalore आ जाता, but 8 and 8 might actually be a problem.
दो में से एक ही होता ना 8, instead of 988 it was 998 or 989, then it would have been fine.
What you can expect, I think best call जो मेरे को यहाँ दिख रहा है FMS is guaranteed coming. So best में तो FMS आएगा, because अगर हम लिस्ट लेते तो ABC, L and FMS, these are the top.
ISB I hope you have applied.
ISB, absolutely.
ISB is there. Okay.
If not, I think you can still do it. 14th को है round 1 जो close हो रहा है, please do it.
Please do apply to ISB. If you are 95 percentile plus, my suggestion should be applied to ISB, because they will look at not only your CAT score, they'll look at your overall profile, and it is not only the profile of marks, what all you have done, because they will ask you to write a couple of essays when you submit the form. So those essays will play a very important role in their shortlisting criteria. So again, if I'm saying 95 plus हो तो please apply कर दो ISB में, बाकी देखी जाएगी.
रायना ST engineer male 96.83, सब कुछ छोड़ो,
PDP का
and PDP शुरू कर दो, because मेरे को जो दिख रहा है your sectionals are also fine. Just start off with your preparation, start off with interview preparation. Guys, one caveat I want to add here. IIM Lucknow last year, the interview calls came roughly around anywhere between, say, around the 10th or the 11th of January. The interview started on the 21st of January. If you are going to be one of those who is going to wait for calls, problem हो सकती है.
नहीं होगी.
Again, extreme आज मैं कोई view ले नहीं रहा हूँ, तो
मैं extreme view ले रहा हूँ उसमें, because हर साल हम झेलते हैं ये चीज. And certainly the students say कि boss मेरे को हफ्ते में तैयारी मैं नहीं करा सकता है. I will try my best, but I know when you're going for after 10-day, 5-day, 6-day preparation, you are not fully prepared. And if that happens to an institute as important as IIM Lucknow, I'm saying यार तुम्हारे नंबर ठीक है, you have a no, अगर लखनऊ नहीं गया कोई और कॉल आ जाएगी, you know you'll get some of the good calls, so you might as well start preparing on your own.
Absolutely, no two ways about it. थोड़ा diplomatic में हो रहा था, और GP was like नहीं. Okay. So Raina, I think we've gone ahead and answered that. This is interesting. Aditya 998, gem fresher 99.2. Lucknow तो difficult है. Kozhikode Indore.
Kozhikode होना आना चाहिए. Lucknow at best an outside chance. Indore I would think is difficult क्योंकि यार gender गलत हो गया तुम्हारा. See, again ISB apply नहीं किया तो please कर दो. Those of you who have not applied to ISB and have a 95 percentile plus score, my strong recommendation is please apply.
One thing GP which has happened this year is Indore का criteria जो change हुआ है, wherein the weightage from I think 59% weightage to 10 and 12 था, has come down to roughly around 35%, and CAT का weightage has gone up to 55%.
Earlier was 20 odd था, 20,
so CAT weightage has increased by almost 20-25% absolute points में. उसमें अगर हम देखें आदित्य, maybe मैं last year होता मैं बोलता शायद इंदौर नहीं आएगा. This year maybe an Indore, and this goes to everybody out there. With percentiles crossing 99, 99.2, 99.3, Indore this year suddenly comes into the picture because of the change in criteria. And also class 12 ka weightage has gone up. Class 12 last year was 20%, this year is 25. Class 10 last year was 39%, this year is 10. So class 12 जिसने बहुत अच्छा किया है, and percentile अच्छा आएगा, 35% से 55% weightage चला गया है, you have a good chance. So this year we used to see a lot of non-engineering females जिनका 10 and 12 बहुत अच्छा होता था, लेकिन CAT में 92, 93 होता था और कॉल आता था. Maybe they might not get it at 92, 93 this year.
वो तो ruled out as well, because with 55% weightage for CAT score, I don't think anyone with a score, anyone from the general category with a CAT score of less than 95, 96 will get a call from Indore this year, which was the norm for the last 3-4 years.
So Indore के doors are opening up for a lot of y'all who've done well from a percentile perspective, और जिनका class 12 अच्छा गया है. So please keep your eyes open. Maybe keep that in the midst of the calls that you could end up with. Okay. Dipesh क्या बोल रहा है? Dipesh is saying slot 241. अच्छा.
QA.
तो टोटल 41 है कि VRC 41 है?
नहीं डालो यार, SC कैटेगरी विद 15 मंथ वर्क एक्सपीरियंस. दीपेश प्लीज डाल दो. नहीं 41 VRC, 23 DILR and 10 QA.
नहीं आई थिंक QA 8 है, DILR 10 है, VRC 20, 41 ओवरऑल है. 41 ओवरऑल गाइस, आई एम स्टिल गोइंग टू से इज गारंटीड 80 परसेंटाइल प्लस. वो तो हमने देख ही लिया है. इट बी 85, 87 मे बी हायर. तो SC
कैटेगरी डालना चाहिए.
If your 10, 12 are good, I will not be surprised if ABC calls are coming. IFT तो है ही
नहीं, ABC नहीं आएगा.
SC पे 86, 87 पे आ सकता है.
Borderline है. I will be a little more safe with the show of a 90
profile.
पर प्रोफाइल पे आ जाएगा आप जाके.
Okay. 977 GEM 99.4 30 months WorkX. WorkX अच्छा है 977.
यार ये 27 है ना, तुम्हें थोड़ा सा तंग कर दिया है, which means B निकल जाता, नहीं तो 30 months of work experience 997 पे बैंगलोर आ सकता था. But I would say maybe A and B and C, all three of them are out. C essentially because of your percentile, but A and B because of 77. But the next slot is what you should be targeting. And as I'll again be repeating myself, yeah, ISB डाल दो please.
Yeah. Okay. OBC engineer male 70. यार परसेंटाइल देख लो ना एक बार. हाँ लिखा है, सॉरी माय बैड. 98.24 OBC. Okay. Sectional should hopefully be fine. 978.
OBC है 978. Okay. 978. ये 7 थोड़ा सा तकलीफ देगा, but I'll not rule you out. इंजीनियर है, नॉन इंजीनियर है?
OBC engineer
male. Okay.
ABC डिफिकल्ट है.
ABC तीनों डिफिकल्ट. नहीं, BC आ नहीं सकता.
C नहीं आएगा. C cut off for an OBC last year was 99, not 98.9.
Okay.
तो उससे कम इतना शायद ना जाए, because 7 will affect. 7 doesn't give him full marks.
Yeah, 7 affect.
80 plus gives full marks.
80 होता तो आ जाता.
80 plus gives full marks. 7 के वजह से will need slightly more. See, I would still state हो सकता है FMS आए.
But FMS में conversion के लिए मुश्किल होगा.
Difficult होगा. But 40 है इसका verbal. तो maybe FMS
composite score क्या आता है,
composite score क्या आएगा. But yeah, okay. 99.94 swastika general engineer male 998 1.5 WorkX. I think you can expect all calls. 99.94 at GEM with 998. I think you can expect all calls. और 1.5 साल WorkX भी है. I think you are also will be considered quite seriously by Bangalore. 18-month WorkX. I think good chance. Maybe swastika. Swastik, sorry, start यार. PDP ASAP. Lucknow interview है. Basically next 40 दिन में. If nothing else. Rishabh is saying 94, 988, 2 years WorkX, baby IIMs.
9 आ जाना चाहिए. जम्मू बोध गया.
Super baby yes. अब तो जैप भी हो गया, तो अब वो जैप में क्या करेंगे वो भी देखना पड़ेगा कि how is it that they proceed and what the cutoff will be. But let's see. Okay. 98.6 EWS non-engineering male. Okay, that is good. 95 in 10 and 12, 79 in grad. IIM Ranchi, IPM. Blackie possible. 98.6. Aditya. Is that a male or a female? Aditya should be a male. Aditya should be male, right? Engineer male लिखा है.
Non-engineer male, IPM है ना?
And EWS भी है. Chance तो है यार. Chance तो है.
Academic diversity भी है, category advantage भी है.
Chance है. Profilizer देख लो, and our call predictor will be live very soon as well. Now that the percentiles are out, we are going to match the two Shadi of Profilizer and our predicted percentiles to come up with the call predictor. It will help you, but you are in the midst. You know, आप contention में हो, so keep your hopes high. Non-engineering female general 97, 98. What should I do? Non-engineering male 97, 98. Non-engineering male 97, 98. If profile is good, you should start PDP. Calls तो आएंगे. Baby IIMs, newer IIMs guaranteed आएंगे. MDI आएगा. IFT might come. Outside chance, IFT might come. So those calls will surely come. Okay, I think we've taken quite a few. Anything? Sir, please answer. क्या बोल रहे हो आर्यंश? समझ नहीं आया. Sir, please, sir, quant scaled score is coming 8.7 to 78 percentile. Will it clear 75 OBC non-engineering?
It is a touch and go. 78 percentile हम बोल रहे हैं, and again remember this is a
वो भी sectional में, overall नहीं.
And this is a stage at which, given the data, 0.5 could change things for you. So it's a touch and go for you. Hopefully you will get it, but कोई guarantee नहीं है इसकी.
Plus, how will it impact the overall scenario? जब एक दो क्वेश्चन अगर गलत हुए, वो कैसे चेंज होगा, वो भी थोड़ा देखना पड़ेगा. So yeah, we'll need to wait. Kunal is saying GEM male 889, 99.3, 2 years WorkX. This Kunal, I think we picked up earlier 99.3 GEM वाला. So guys, what we can do now is maybe, it's slightly difficult to go ahead and answer every single question. Maybe last ek do utha le. Baki, in case you still have a question, please go ahead and comment. हम लोग एक एक करके between GP, me and the team, we'll go ahead and we'll answer specifically to give you an understanding. Also, like we stated, call predictor is live. And to those of y'all whom we've been stating कि आप PDP शुरू कर दो, I would urge y'all, if not now, please go ahead and kickstart. PDP Personalized is live now. Our first session happens early next week as well. And your mentorship with your mentors can kickstart ASAP. The moment you enroll, reach out to your respective mentor and kickstart your preparation. Why? Do not, because you need to prep for that as well. You need to prep for SNAP as well. You need to prep for NMAT as well, depending upon which of these you're taking. I'm hoping at least that लिख रहे हो. अभी अगर शुरू नहीं करोगे, 10 दिन बाद करोगे, 10 दिन बाद और closer to that, उस time that पे और ज़्यादा time लगा रहे होगे, and you will delay it. Number 2, if you say मैं that के बाद करूँगा, we've already addressed that कि कोई Lucknow and various other IIMs, their interviews will start probably just about 2 weeks after that. So you will not have enough time to go ahead and prep. Hence my recommendation, kickstart now. Have a chat with your mentor, understand the methodology you need to follow and the process you need to follow and what are the things that you need to do. Slowly, side by side, रोज 2-3 घंटे लगाओ along with your ZAT, SNAP, NMAT preparation. Please keep in mind, under graduation subjects पढ़ने पड़ेंगे. चाहे 3 year work ex हो, 4 year हो, चाहे fresher हो, वो आएगा.
पढ़ना तो होगा. जुगाड़ से नहीं निकलेगा.
वहां नहीं चलने वाला जुगाड़, वहां पूछेंगे.
वहां एक ही जुगाड़ है, किताबें खोलो, पढ़ाई करो, get your fundas in place.
Yeah, so hence recommendation, please go ahead and kickstart if you've not already. Also, those of you, one thing which I want to mention, CAT ho gaya hai. It is done and dusted. Yes, you've come back, you're looking at your percentiles at this point in time, predicted hai. They might go a little up and down. Why? Because as more and more data comes in, this might go a little up, this might go a little down. Agar ek do questions CAT बोल दे नहीं ये change कर रहे हम answer, it might go a little up and down. There are multiple other things that we're going to go ahead and do. So वो थोड़ा बहुत ऊपर नीचे जाएगा, but आपको एक ballpark understanding मिल गई है. अब ये जो ballpark understanding मिली है, इसके basis पे you need to have clarity in terms of CAT is done and dusted, but I have a huge exam called ZAT upcoming. And guess what? Today is the last date to fill your ZAT form. If you haven't already, अभी भी एक chance है, last chance है, एकदम last.
Last thing जो गौतम कह रहा है मैं फिर रिपीट कर रहा हूँ, ZAT अप्लाई कर दो. Even if you have a 99.9 percentile in CAT, please apply. We have seen 100 percentiles getting rejected by A, B, C, L, XL, FMS. So कोई गारंटी नहीं है कि percentile अच्छा हो जाएगा. We know of people with 99.9 percentile because of their profile. Their best call they received was IIM Rohtak kind of an institute. Okay, so please apply for that if you have not done so, irrespective of what your score is. Secondly, if you are 95 odd percentile or above, please do apply to ISB, Heather ISB, excellent institute, and they don't look only at the CAT score, they look at the overall profile. They'll have to write essay, and based on that, they will give you an interview call. So ये दो चीजें हैं जो आपकी percentile को भी cover कर सकती हैं, and एक backup insurance XLRI के ले लो. XLRI is as good as ABCL. Please don't discount that particular institute, and it is equally good for both BM as well as HRM. बहुत लोग Excel को खाली HR institute बना देते हैं, please वो गलती मत करना तुम.
Correct. So considering that we've got 2 courses, we have slashed the prices of our ZAT online classes. It's only at 999 plus GST. We don't want price to be an issue. We realize that CAT this year might have been slightly difficult for a couple of y'all, for a few of y'all. So we don't want you that all your mehnat to go to waste. You have a ZAT online class which is live now. Sessions have started, just started yesterday. It's available at 999 plus GST, and also DM 1000, which is DM Redux, GP and GJO's recorded videos. These are the same videos which were there last year and the year before, but the live sessions are going to be completely different, 6 of them between GP and GJO. That is available at a throwaway price of 99 plus GST. Matlab, the objective is not to earn for us. The objective here is to help you and ensure that you have structured guidance to go ahead and prepare for this exam. GP met a few during his CAT, I met a few during my CAT, all of us met a few during our CAT, where we realized students did not take a lot of structured guidance this time. If it worked for you, great, but for quite a few of you all, it might not have worked. This is still a time where we don't want money to be an issue. Structured guidance is available for you at a very, very low price. Go ahead, make use of that. Ensure कि ZAT is attacked in the right way possible. And ZAT की खास बात ये है, if you are not very good at quant, it's a verbal centric paper. And if you are good at quant, उस एक section में आप इतना high ला सकते हो कि बाकी दो में खाली sectional लाना है तो हो जाएगा. Either which way it works for you.
I think that summarizes everything. So, boss, immediately काम पे लग जाओ, Excel के और ISB के. Okay.
That's basically it from our end. We've taken quite a few questions. इसके बावजूद, if there are few of you all, I saw one Angad 99.6 PWD. मैं यहाँ पे stop करता हूँ. सब कुछ आ जाएगा. Even at 887 सब आ जाएगा. 99.6 PWD कोई stress नहीं है. So please kickstart preparation. I think we've taken quite a few, guys. I know a few of you all जिनका हम आंसर नहीं कर पाए होंगे. Please go ahead and put it in the comments, and we'll pick it up and we'll answer it one by one. And please वहाँ पे ये मत लिखना मेरा इतना स्कोर आ रहा है तो परसेंटाइल क्या होगा.
देखो, anything related to percentile, please check it from the percentile filter by uploading your response sheet. We will also, as Gautam has said, we will also add to that the B school recommendation as to which are the B schools from which you are likely to get interview calls based on the score and the profile.
This is the link that you need to go to. www.careerlauncher.com/cat, as simple as that. सब कुछ यहाँ मिल जाएगा. बाकी उसके बाद अगर कुछ हो, put it in the comments, we'll answer. Call predictor will be live soon. That's it from our end. Hopefully this was helpful to all of you. See you again very, very soon. And cat over. Focus on that from today. And please keep in mind, some of you all are writing SNAP tomorrow. SNAP का exam कल है, पहला वाला slot. All the best to all of you all who are writing it tomorrow. मत सोचना difficult होगा वो slot की easy होगा क्या होगा. You should not be worried about all of that. Go in with an open mind. Timing पे थोड़ा ध्यान रखना and just put in your best effort. आज भूल जाओ ये सब के बारे. SNAP पे focus रखो.
Okay then, guys, all the best for SNAP and that and your interview preparation. Just go ahead and prepare well. अगर कैट में कोई कमी रह गई थी उसको यहाँ पे मतलब इम्पैक्ट करने देना.
Absolutely.
All the best.
Goodbye.
हो गया उधर बोल दिया.